Hi everybody, this is Thinus with the weekly analysis, starting with the major setups, but just quickly before we start, I recommend you have a quick read through the post for this week. We are seeing signs of dollar weakness. It doesn't necessarily mean long term, but it makes shorting immediately or longing immediately against the dollar pretty tricky. What I suggested was that you keep an eye out on the earth and sky setups in the next couple of weeks. Have a look for opportunities to kind of ride the dollar pairs into A grade areas based on the M2. So just bearing that in mind, let's have a look at the setups. Euro USD, interesting to short from 1.04 A grade all the way back up at 1.08. For my first level, 1.04, got a 55 and the channel line that's respected quite a few times. Could be an interesting area. I again would suggest looking at entries on the shorter time frame. USD Swiss, you can see again a lot of dollar weakness this week after the fundamental kind of news and shift in the picture. 0.94800 still looks good for a long. If it does break through, you can have a look at the pullback. Again, on probably Earth and Sky would be your best bet. It's still bullish. It doesn't change the overall picture of dollar strength long term, but in the kind of shorter to medium term, be careful. Pound USD, very, very similar to the Euro USD. Again, 55, channel line. Less touches than the euro. I prefer the euro setup. Where it is currently 0.2168. Have a look on the 4 hour for signs of it turning down. And like I was mentioning, if it does break up over the next week or two, have a look at those earth and sky setups for pullbacks to long it into the kind of A grade areas such as 1.28. If you just look to the left, you can see big area of previous support and resistance. Aussie USD 0.7 is the big area for this pair. You can see it's trying to break through, pulls back, tries to break through, pull back. If you look to the left again, big area. You can see there, big area. So again, similar kind of idea. If it breaks up, you could look for the pullback. Again, I'm going to suggest the Earth and Sky. It is a counter trend trade. The Earth and Sky will just give you a little bit more structure around that. But you're looking to ride it into kind of A grade areas such as 71500. If we look, zoom out again, you can see big area of previous support and resistance. New Zealand USD, symmetrical to the Aussie USD. Let's clean this up a little bit. Again, same idea. 0.63 is big for this pair, very big. If we look to the left, you can see there consolidation, support and previous support and resistance, big area. So same idea, guys. Remember the correlation. If you're going to take more than one, apologies, let's just get back there. So again, looking for the break above, pullback, and then to ride it up into these A grade areas such as 65800-ish. Again, guys, Earth and Sky for more structured setup. For those of you with a bit more experience that are comfortable counter trend trading, look to ride the dollar into A grade areas. I emphasize that this week. USD CAD broke below these two big 55s. I would look at 1.27500 for a long. It wouldn't be too greedy because you need to bear in mind that it might battle at this 55. Otherwise, I think the better area at this stage, 1.25600. So down there, but again, you're kind of going against the momentum for the week. So again, for those of you a little bit more experienced, break below, pull back, and then riding it into these A grade areas. USD Yen, finally got some Yen strength back this week. You can see I had this channel line, one touch, two touch, three touches that break through, 55. So what you can do, again, I'd suggest those with a little bit more experience, or wait for Earth and Sky setups that gives you a little bit more structure. Break below, pull back, and then looking to ride it down. Again, remember, I'm not saying the dollar is now going to be weak for the long term. I'd say it's more shorter to medium term. Wouldn't be too greedy. Areas such as this, previous support and resistance, 200 pips away is a good solid target. If we go down to the 4 hour, you can see break below the 55, pullback, and there's a potential move back down. It is a little bit wide or big now at the moment. 80 for 200, not too bad. If you can get maybe a little bit price touching this 55 again, challenging, you could get 50, 60 for that target. So interesting idea. Again, it is counter trend. Those of you a little bit more experienced and comfortable doing that, I think that's a solid setup. Otherwise, again, guys, if you're newer, wait for those Earth and Sky setups, wait for the structured rules. It makes it a lot easier. And then just looking at the crosses, this is the euro pound. I'd like price to come into 0.84800 for a short. Multiple reasons for the stop. Euro yen, again, be careful with the yen short term, guys. 135.500 for a long is opportunity. Don't be too greedy with the take profit. You do have this 55 and then the fundamentals coming in. I prefer 12900, bigger area. It gives you a bit of time to see the fundamentals play out. So a little bit big area. I think a little bit stronger than 135,500 at this stage. EuroCAD short from 1.37500. You'd need to make sure these EMAs have moved, but presumably if price moves up, these will catch up. Here in New Zealand, very nice. I know a lot of you've caught this before. Same idea, short at 1.64500. So playing the challenge at this big level and then falling back hopefully. Aussie CAD short from 0.91200. I had a channel line again similar to some of the majors. 55, challenging the 55. It's now broken that. Hasn't quite pulled back into the channel. If it does get back up here, I'll look to short. Pound Aussie short from 1.79200. Multiple reasons for the stop. Big area of previous support and resistance. So nice strong area to short from. On the smaller time frames, 1.74, 1.75 for a short. So shorting from there. Again, you go down to the smaller time frames. Opportunity, I think, this week on Earth and Sky, if I look at these candles there potentially, so keep an eye out for that. Aussie New Zealand, just one counter trend trade idea for this pair. You can see it is, I've called this a few times, a massive area. If it does get to 112,300, 112,400, 500, might spike up a little bit. I'd look to short. Longs 1.10200, maybe on the smaller time frames for a long. But main idea is that big counter trend idea. Aussie Swissy, I think some of you caught this as well, so well done on that. Again, breakout, pullback, didn't quite get there, pulled back. I think some of you got this. Did it again, exactly the same idea, 0.67400. Continue to play the odds, continue to play the probability that it's going to challenge and fall away until it tells you differently. But same idea, 0.67400-ish. And finally, New Zealand yen. This is on the 4 hour. Nice break out of this big area, big 55, got a big 200 just above that. Looking for price to get back in, 84,400 to play the price down. This is still counter trend again with the yens. Just bear that in mind. It's very bullish still, but we have seen some strength this week again. So keep an eye out for that one. You can see a break below and close above 55. You're just looking for better entries to take it a little bit lower. Alright guys, that's me for the week. Good luck for the trading week. Keep an eye out on that those potential dollar pullbacks. Don't be too eager just to jump in to some of those setups. Be patient. Wait for price to get to your preferred areas. Cheers guys.